Hi, everyone. First of all, my biggest fear was like walking out here and like tripping over my shoes. But if I walked out with flats, like I would be down here instead of here. So I didn't fall, so it's already a good afternoon. But I'm excited because you're in for a really big treat. Have you guys enjoyed the day so far? Yeah? Okay. The next 20 minutes is going to be your favorite, I promise. But before we do that, I need to just have you indulge me in a little social experiment. I want to post a picture of all of you because the only thing more amazing than just being at this event is standing here and looking at all of you gorgeous women at this event. I'm sure some gorgeous guys too, but really it's the women I'm looking at. And so I need you to just like stand up for a second and just be like loud because we are at the biggest party in Pennsylvania. So just stand up for a second, shake it all out. Let me take a picture. Yes, shake it all out. That was good. That was good. I'll lie on Facebook and pretend that you were a little bit louder, a little rowdier at the busiest, craziest party. I'm sending this right this second. And here's what I need you to do. Did they put it up here? No. But I'm going to tell you. For those of you who are, I know it's like terrible, my kids would like scream at me. This is what happened at the dinner table. I text while they're talking and then they stop talking until I put it down. So you kind of did the same thing. So here's what I need you to do though. Facebook.com/Tory. The pictures are going to be there in 2 seconds. And I would love for you to post a comment about your best nugget from today, the best thing that you've taken away from today so that we can show the rest of the world how awesome the Pennsylvania Conference for Women has been and how incredible this big party in Philadelphia has been. So I hope that you will do that. And I bet some of those nuggets are going to come from our next session. I am so honored to be able to be here with you to present to you this next session because this woman is absolutely my hero. She started her business in 1982 with her partner, and they each borrowed $250 from their husbands. Today, 30 years later, annual sales are over $500 million, which makes Vera Bradley a billion-dollar brand. So I know that you guys know the brand, you love the brand, and now you're going to get to meet the woman behind the brand. She is so super smart, incredibly stylish, and the most gracious woman you could ever meet. So please join me in giving a really great welcome to Barbara Bradley Baekgaard. Yay. All right.
This is good.
This is good, right?
All right.
So I love being able to talk to Barbara. She and I have had the chance to talk before, and I love bringing sort of the best of her nuggets to all of you. So very first, I would love for you to take everybody back to 1982. You're with Pat Miller in the Atlanta airport. Tell us what you see. Tell us about the inspiration.
All right. So Pat and I were going down to visit my parents. They live in South Florida, where I grew up. And when we were packing to go on this trip, the two girls get away from the kids and husband trip, I called her and I said, you know, I don't even have a decent suitcase to pack in. She said, I don't either. So we said, well, that's all right. So we put something in our little Land's End bags, whatever we had. And so we go down, we visit my mother, my dad, we play a little tennis. And on the way back, we're stranded at the Atlanta airport. I'm having trouble here. I don't know why I do that.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's like the Madonna thing, but
those guys
we're
back
not
there are
Madonna.
having a heart attack right now. But anyway, so we're sitting in the Atlanta airport, and we said, well, you know, we're not the only ones without good-looking luggage. I don't see one woman walking by with anything that I would want to have. Oh, that might be easier.
Yeah, you want it? Whatever you like.
So anyhow, so I take this off now?
If you want to.
Anyhow, we looked around the airport, we didn't see anything. And to the horror of anyone who's been to business school, we went home and started a company the very next day. Just did it.
Yeah. So this, though, was not your first foray into business. You had dabbled in some other businesses earlier. So tell us about those, then we'll get back to how this one went.
Well, I was married young. I was 22 and had 4 children in 5 years. And I was always trying to have a little bit of my own money. I look around, you're all awfully young out there, and I don't know anyone close to my age. But that was the generation where you got married right out of college. You had your babies, you stayed home, you took care of the house, you cooked the meals. And I really never thought of a career. It never entered my mind. I just assumed that would be my lifestyle. And, but I always wanted to have my own money. I did not want to go out and buy my husband's birthday present and have to ask him for the money. So I started hanging wallpaper because I liked hanging wallpaper, I liked decorating, and I was a good paper hanger.
What was the name of your company?
Well, we had to compromise. I wanted to name it Well Hung, but but our husbands just didn't get it and didn't like that. So my compromise was Up Your Wall. Yeah.
Up your wall. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we love that husband because your beautiful daughter Joni is here, but and no buts. We love him because Joni. Yet you had to trick him a little bit about going out to work, and you had a little gimmick in the kitchen to convince him that no, you were actually home all day cooking and
I
cleaning and.
Again, that generation, they kind of wanted you to be home. So I could get the kids off to school, go out, hang wallpaper, make about probably $30. That was a lot back then. And then the minute I'd come home, I'd just throw a little butter in a pan and throw an onion in there. So he'd walk in and think I'd been cooking and cleaning, and dinner was almost ready. Of course it wasn't, but I pulled that off for a long time.
Good, good. That's right. I love the little sneaky side of you. So you decide, okay, we're going to launch this business. We're going to launch it in your basement. You're going to hire sewers. You're going to go piece by piece. You're going to put these bags together. You're going to enlist everybody that you know to go out and wear the bags and show off the bags. Tell us about the early days.
Well, the girls, two of my girls were in college. Amy was in New York and Joni was in Michigan. So we made the bags and sent them to the girls, and they would say, everyone loves these, Mom, can you get us more? So we knew, people think Vera Bradley came to the campuses now, but actually it was started in the Kappa house at Michigan State, to tell you the truth, because the girls all liked the bags, and that was the beginning. And it was a cottage industry, because I put an ad in the paper. I had so many responses, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we ended up with about 85 sewers working in their homes. Yeah.
Piece by piece, and they would then bring you the piece, and you'd give them another.
Well, we would cut them out. We would cut them out, and then we'd give them a little package with zipper and the thread and everything they needed. Then they would bring them back to my house, which was chaotic at that time, and I always say you wonder why the marriage failed. Well, obviously I was busy doing other things, but anyway, they would bring the bags back. I would inspect them and pay them, and if they were well made, then they would be paid.
You are a big believer of working with nice people. So I know it extends to the vendors that you choose, but also your hiring philosophy. You don't hire people and then tell them to be nice. You hire only nice people. And that really stems back to an experience that you had that really benefited you and the company when you were looking to go buy fabric from a big-time fabric manufacturer in New York. You've got a really fun story.
Well, I went to visit my New York, the daughter that was in New York, and we looked on the bolts of fabric that we were using, because at that time we were just buying our fabric from like Joann Fabric or Walmart, wherever we could find fabric. And we saw on the bolt of fabric that the fabric was made by a company called VIP in New York. So I thought, well, when I'm in New York, I'll just stop in there and meet them. So of course I walk into the office and they want to know who I'm with, and I said Vera Bradley, and they thought I was with Vera, which was a huge company at that time. Any of you remember Vera scarves and placemats and all? Yeah, really, one person.
Yeah, there's a shout out for Vera.
So anyway, they ushered me into the vice president of sales office, and within about 2 minutes he found out I did not know what I was talking about. He was talking thread count and piece and all these things, and I didn't know the lingo. So anyway, he said, no, wait a minute, who are you with again? And I said, Vera Bradley. And he said, what is that? I said, well, we just started the company a few months ago. So he said, well, how the hell did you get in here? So I said, I don't know, through the door. They just ushered me in. So that was one of the lucky things that happened to us, you know. And we ended up being friends forever, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, sort of, you fast forward. I mean, obviously the success originated because you had a beautiful product that you were very passionate about. You were very focused on selling it. We've got to just get the product out there and sell it, which is very much the necessity of any small business today. But so fast forward, take us to the size of the company today. So today it's, you know, a public company. You went public 2 years ago. Is it almost 2,000 employees now?
I think 2,300.
2,300. Okay, so I'm
but
cutting
in
you
another
short.
hour, it could be more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, it just keeps. We get the number all the time.
And you have a lot of core values in the company, and one of those core values is my favorite F word for you. Fussy. And we tend to think of fussy as oftentimes a bad thing. Oh, somebody's fussy, that's a negative. But for you, fussy is a core element to the Vera Bradley brand.
Yeah, I think it really is. I learned to sew. The nuns taught me how to sew. I went to Marymount College and I went to St. Patrick's School in Miami Beach, Florida. And the nuns, they were so mean. They judged you more on the inside of your garment than the outside. Your grade was higher. Well, to me, I'm one of these, get it done, get it out, get it finished. And so you knew you had to sew things and it had to be perfect inside. So I think I give them credit for that. But, so we've always been that way. Our bags, you can turn them inside out.
So you can turn them inside out and they look as beautiful either way.
And the other F word we love is fun. And we have fun at Vera Bradley. We have a happy committee. And we budget for this. And these gals and guys in the company, their sole purpose is to make people happy at the company. So whether it's the Olympics and they decide everyone wear red, white, and blue one day, or if it's a baby shower that we have for all the gals that have had babies that year, they always come up with something to make us all feel happy.
And part of that also is a birthday gift. You're big on birthday gifts.
Well, that started small. When we were just 3 employees, one of the gals, it was her birthday, and we said, what should we do for her? So we said, well, let's just put a $50 bill in her birthday card, and she'll be so surprised when she opens it up. So anyway, now fast forward, we have 2,200 employees. We still do that. We put a $50 bill in the birthday card. We sign the card. So sometimes we've got stacks of cards on my desk to sign. But the thought behind it was that that was their own money. It was in cash. They didn't have to go home and tell their husbands. They could just do whatever they want with it. In fact, we used to always say that. We'd say, now go get a manicure, a pedicure. Do not take this home and pay the electric bill, please. So that was one of the things, and we've kept the tradition. And very often, I think at least once a year, finance comes to me and says, can't we make this easier and make it, like deductible from their check? No, we cannot do that. It's got to be $50 and it has to be in cash. So, yeah.
It's fun. So the company is named after your mother.
Yes.
And I'm sure if I went home and told my mom I wanted to name a company after her, she'd say, great, great, fabulous, go and do it. But your mom had some questions.
Well, she wanted to know what we were going to name after her. I'm one of 6 children, and I think we had enough going on among those 6 children that she wasn't just going to give her name to anyone and say, yeah, do whatever you want with it. So she wanted to know what the bags were going to look like, all that. So, and she lived to see it a success. It was really, she was great. She was certainly my role model, and I did not go to design school, but I grew up in a home where my parents were just amazing, and I think I've told you this before. My dad's mantra was, you sell yourself first, your company second, and your product third. So you first want to be the person that person wants to deal with. And then secondly, you want to have a company that backs you up. And the product, really, there's so much product, no one has to carry these bags or buy them or anything. So it's worked for me, and I think of that in almost every decision I make. Yeah.
That's why I love you so much.
Yeah.
And it's something that's so true for every small business owner,
Yeah.
the ability to sell yourself first. People have to know, like, and trust us before they want to do business with us, no matter what size organization, but especially when you're starting and certainly as you grow.
I know,
So,
and I think of Vera Bradley as a sisterhood. I think that we're in a perfect situation where, you know, I was telling one of the gals backstage, I said, you know, if someone sees you carrying a bag and you can say it's Vera Bradley, maybe if it were Prada, you might think, I better not say that. You know, it sounds a little snobby or something. But Vera Bradley, we're at a good price point. I'm proud of the people who work with us. We've done a lot for breast cancer. I lost my dearest friend to breast cancer. So we didn't embrace that as a marketing cause. It was a real cause. So I'm very, very proud of.
very proud. So you made a $20 million commitment. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the commitment, and you've got some big news about where you are in that commitment.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're just $2 million away. So if anyone out there wants to give us $2 million, we could hit that
Make
goal
it happen.
today.
But $18 million given.
$18 million, and we have an event every year. We have a big golf and tennis classic, and then actually Saturday night we had what we call Tickle Pink, and it's an all-women's, just a party. We get together and drink a little wine, and we have an auction, and all the doctors from Indiana University, where our money goes and where our chair was endowed, they come up for it. Oh, we had a new thing. It was really fun. We were in Europe last week on a trend study, and these gals in London came up and they had Paint Your Pinky Pink Day for breast cancer.
Oh, that's fun.
That was really cute.
Yeah.
So anyway, we all did that. We painted our pinky pink, and then now we even have the men painting their pinky pink. So the doctors from IU were all there, and they're all sporting their little
Perfect. Anything for the cause.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come across as very sweet, mild-mannered woman, which you are, but I would love for you to share a story about the man who didn't think he owed you any money and thought that he could get away without paying what he did owe to you.
Well, my mother had a great sense of humor, and so luckily I can tell these little kind of sad stories, but they're really funny stories. And we had a gentleman at the time that owed us money, and now this is 20 years ago, so we were very small, and we had sent him a note saying, you owe us whatever, I think it was $30 or something. So he faxed us, in those days everything was faxed. He faxed me and he said, I do not owe you $30, and if I did, I doubt if Vera Bradley would drop dead over $30. Well, ironically, that was the week she died. We did not have an HR division back then, so you could do this stuff, you know. So anyway, we took Vera's obituary, and we took his note, and we put it on the fax machine, and we sent it back to him. We said, you do, and she did.
You do, and she did. Perfect, perfect.
We've had some fun things.
Yeah.
Like that.
So the other fun thing, I know that you are a big believer that it's important at the end of the day to really go with your gut. And it has been that sort of gut instinct that has guided you so well over these 30 years. And sometimes these days, because it's a public company, because you have to bring in all the consultants and all the guys get to sit around the table with all the girls at the company, sometimes that can be a little bit of a challenge, but you have a very fun and fond way of looking at that.
I have to be careful here because my daughter's here, and her husband is the chairman of the board, and my other daughter's husband is our CEO. But remember, it was started by women, for women. We were all women for a long time. We had our own glass ceiling. And then the men started coming in, mainly because I needed some left-brainers. I have no left brain. I am divided right down the middle. So we had to bring in people for finance and, you know, stuff that the men do. So I was telling you, and I don't know, but we refer to it in the office as the chicks and the dicks. So we have a lot of fun in our office because we have our own women's power, you know, and
Yeah, she's a feisty little one right here.
Yeah.
So you can imagine it's all of that. It's all of that inspiration that I love. The incredible savvy, that incredible business sense, but also that fun and humor and niceness. And because of that, how many of you? Do any of you have sort of like a little good luck charm that you carry with you? It's like in your purse all the time, or maybe it's something you wear. Do any of you have that? Yes. Okay. Fortunately, someone here's something. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You carry something with you. It's in your purse, or a charm you wear, or something that's with you. So the thing for me that is a little Vera Bradley pouch that you once gave me, and every time I see you, you give me like another little Vera Bradley something, and I carry it with me all the time because I always hope that in my business dealings every day, and just in my general dealings every day, that I can have that same humor and warmth and sensibility and smarts that you have. And so
I think you have it.
well, it's the Vera's rubbing off on me. And so Barbara wanted to make sure that all of you today got to take home a little piece of Vera Bradley. So look what's coming around. Yay. Tell everyone in our last minute, while you get your Vera Bradley and you share it with your table, tell everybody, Barbara, your one hope for everybody. You know, when you send these bags into everybody's hands, and when you send these little pouches to go home with everybody, or whether it's a suitcase, or soon it's baby, I know, coming. Like when you send a piece of Vera Bradley into somebody's home, what's that bit of inspiration that you want everybody to carry with them?
Well, I don't know. Are they listening? I don't know. I just want you to know that everything we do, we put a little love into it. All the designs that we design, we work for that reason. You know, we want it to be happy, we want it to be colorful, we want it to be bright. And I just think it makes you happy when you open your purse and you see that. So
I hope you could hear Barbara say that. She hopes that your little piece of brightness brings happiness each and every time you open your purse. And you think not only about Vera Bradley, but you think about the amazing day that you had today at the Pennsylvania Conference for Women. So thank you. Thank you, Barbara, and thank all of you.
Thanks a lot.
Do you love her? Do you love her?
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. Perfect. Thank you. Did you guys all get it? Any table no? We'll make sure you do. Everyone will take home their little piece of Vera Bradley. So thank you. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you so much.
Of course.